Right, g'day everyone, how's it going? Here we have my new rifle, 284 Superpig. This has been a work in progress for quite a while for me now. I've wanted a 284 for quite a long time. I've done so much reading on them and forums and stuff like that of guys building both full length 284s and 284 Superpigs. The Julies, their 284 Superpig that they use, the little short rifle. Yeah, I've just always wanted one. And the real common thing to do, as I have done, is convert a Tikka 7mm08 into a 284. Because same diameter bullet, 7mm, and then you essentially just get the chamber reamed out. But I'll talk you through what I've done with this one. So this was my Tikka T3X 7mm08 transformed. Starting at the front, I have bought a new suppressor. I sold the standard DPT I had, and I've got a DPT Magnum suppressor, and it's got the stainless steel blast baffle. I just wanted that for the short barrel, and you know, you can have it, why not? So that's the Magnum can. I got that fitted to fit my Tikka 7mm rem mag, so that goes between the rem mag and this rifle. I bought a Remington barrel. It's really hard to find people now who will ream out a Tikka barrel. Apparently the steel is a lot harder and is really hard on their reaming gear, and lots of people won't do it, just flat out won't do it. So I fought that battle for a while, found a Remington barrel, bought that, and that's what got fitted. It was a Remington 7mm08 barrel. It got fitted, chambered in 284 Winchester from 7mm08, and they reamed it out and they throated it for the Tikka long action magazine. So I bought this magazine, sold the Tikka 7mm08 one, and bought the long action one. So it's throated a bit longer so that I can seat the projectiles further out in the brass, essentially, to make better use of powder capacity. That got throated to a what they call a 0.318 neck. So there's different diameter neck sizes when you get it chambered for the brass, essentially. I believe the standard is 322, but apparently the brass is a bit smaller now in diameter, so 318. It's just that little bit tighter and more snug when you measure the neck of loaded casings, as I have done since having this rifle. They measure about 311, 312, 313, so the 318, the slightly tighter one, works for modern chamberings a lot better. So that's what I did there. My bolt was already good to go pretty much. It already had the half bolt mod with the safety and everything all set up, so that was already done. What I got done on top of that was, as you can see, the spiral fluting, and it looks pretty cool. So that's pretty much the key attraction. Takes away a bit of weight, but it looks cool as well. I got the trigger lightened down to 1.5. It was good. I had a bit of a play with it, but I decided I don't really want to use it at 1.5. For this type of rifle, it's not like a deadly accurate long range rifle or anything, so I backed it back off to 2 pound, and I've just left it at that, which is pretty much back to standard anyway. Also forgot to mention the barrel. You can't see it. They rotate it slightly when they fit it so that it hides 7mm08, and they engraved 284 Winchester on it, which is a nice touch. On the top, got a loophole VX3i 3.5 to 10 with the CDS dial on top and mounted with the tally 1-inch rings that came off the 7mm08. And that, in a nutshell, is pretty much the rifle. As you can see, it is awesome. I love it already. So short, compact, nice to handle. Yeah. Who'd I end up getting to do the job? So Gunworks did it for me in the end. I was going to originally get Gunworks to do it, but when I found out they had just stopped reaming Tikka barrels, I went through a bit of a dilemma finding someone who would ream a Tikka barrel, and in the end I ended up finding the Remington barrel and sending it to Gunworks. I've heard endless good things about Gunworks, and my experience was just endless good things as well. So they did a great job, and they obviously had the right neck diameter reamer I wanted, being 0.318, which is obviously can be tricky to source as well. I've started load development. In the grand scheme of things, in the long term, I could probably get quite a bit of performance out of this. From what I've read, you can shoot the like 162 ELDs at like 2700, 2750 feet per second out of a 17-inch barrel, 16-inch barrel with something like Reloader 17. That's the whole reason why they are the craze at the moment, because you can just get amazing performance if you do things right from these little short little guns. So that's the long-term goal. In the meantime, I've just got some 2209 that got given to me by a good bugger Brian. I'm just going to get some 150 Nosler ballistic tips, and I'll be happy if I can get them going accurately at like 2700 or faster, because 2209 is a good powder, but it's not meant to be near as fast as Reloaded 17 or anything like that. So I'll be happy if I can get that shooting well like that. It's still beating what my 7mm8 was doing pretty much from a 17-inch barrel versus a 20-inch barrel. So it's not even max performance, and it's still doing great things. So that's the goal for there. So yeah, get to the range, fire a few rounds. Not going to be too fussy, just get it shooting well, take it hunting. It's just going to be an all-purpose rifle. Take it stalking in the bush, use it for recce's, for long-range spots, and it'll be my go-to rifle. You know, I can take it in the bush real happily, shoot deer up close, but then if a deer pops out on a slip at 4, maybe 500 max, I might stretch it to. I could probably go further with those 162s when I get that load going, but I've got the remag for that. But this thing will be capable of doing it. Not going to be fussy. Take the 150 Nosler ballistic tips, get them shooting. I've heard they're easy to get going, and that's the goal pretty much. Get it going and get it hunting. So yeah, cool. Let's get into it and go and shoot some things. I also forgot to mention, the other thing I got done was the bolt stop got changed. So this is a long action bolt stop. Allows the bolt to be pulled all the way rearwards to make use of the long action magazine. Originally would have had the short action bolt stop for the short action magazine for the Tikka 7mm8. So utilising the long magazine, I needed the long action bolt stop. So that was the other thing that got done. Yep.
Fine.
Alright, so we've found a load for the 284. I'll take you through what we've done. We've pretty much kept it pretty simple. Loaded a ladder to work up to pressure, and then backed off from the pressure and found the sweet spot. So we started at 52 grains of 2209, 3-shot groups, worked up 53, 53 and a half, 54, 4.5, and then 55. And at 55, for just over 2800 feet per second, we just started hitting pressure signs, slightly sticky bolt, and then one of the primers just started flattening off a little bit. There was only one round of the 3 that showed signs, but that was enough for me, so I stopped there and I backed it up pretty much. I backed down to 54 as my chosen spot because it shot pretty consistently the whole way through pretty much. Back to 54, and then I started playing with seating depth to try refine it a little bit. So didn't like the jump, and then when I closed it in to about a 15-20 thou jump, it liked that a lot better, as you can see. So I went back, loaded some more of these ones at 54 grains, and then as you can see here, not a bad little group, and then not a bad little group again once I adjusted up to 0. Speeds are not too bad. There's a couple of randoms there, 2671 and 2638. Not too sure how to explain those really. I've tried to make everything as consistent as possible, you know, weighing the charge loads, measuring all the bullets so they're all seated to the exact same depth, same primers, same brass, everything's, you know, it's all pretty consistent, so I can't really explain those random slow speeds. If anyone's got any top tips on what could be causing that, that'll be great. I've tried to keep it as consistent as possible, cooling between shots, etc. The next thing I'm thinking is maybe just weigh sorting the brass, so removing any funky bits of brass that are extremely lighter or heavier than the average of the rest of them, I guess. But yeah, but anyway, for what the rifle is, for, you know, a 4-500 max rifle, that's going to be sweet, accurate as, take a bush, start hunting with it, so stoked. Alright, so a bit of an update on the rem mag. I decided to do another ladder playing around with the 2217, and instead of trying to seat them at mag length, I thought bugger it, I'm going to seat them out and try and get them closer to the lands and see what it does. Ran a ladder, 10th thou off the lands with the ELDX, and pretty much straight away it just started shooting a lot more consistently, which was cool. Found the sweet spot, which seemed to be about 71 grains, and then I started playing with seating depth, and again shot relatively consistent, so not too bad. The only thing really was the extreme spreads were just funky, you know. There was just, every shot was just a bit random in the speeds, so consistent shooting wise, but the speeds were a bit messed up. So that was all good, and then I thought bugger it, I've tried that, I'm going to try the IMR as well. I was waiting for 2225, but just couldn't get any. Hunting and fishing here, been out of stock for ages, so I tried the IMR, and boomfa, once again it just shot so much better closer to the lands, and with the IMR the extreme spreads were a lot better. 63.5 was definitely looking like the sweet spot, so I took that, did a little bit of playing with seating depth, found it didn't like certain areas, and then pretty much honed in to this spot here, and yeah, that's just the sweet spot. 63.5, it's doing an average of about 2950 feet per second. Extreme spreads are generally pretty bloody good, so I'm pretty damn happy with that. Once again, there's just the odd random one, 2905 and 2895. They're pretty much the only exceptions. Everything else has been pretty consistent around 2955 up to about 2980. So I can't really explain the odd random one there. Once again, if anyone's got any tips on that, all I'm thinking that I can improve on here is maybe weighing that brass and weighing those projectiles to get everything as consistent as possible. But otherwise, except for those few, everything else has been pretty good. So that's my new load. I'm going to go out and validate that and get it working. So that was pretty good actually. This was, as I was hoping, a lot less effort to get up and running than the rear mag was. Just shot good from the start, and that's half the reason why I went with those ballistic tips. I just read that they were easy to get shooting, so it's not doing anything spectacular at the moment. It's just a nice, simple, accurate round that I'm going to just use and take hunting, and it'll do the job. As I previously said, you know, the 2209 is not renowned for getting the best speed out of these short barrel 284s, so my next step when I get the time after this baby and a bit more money will be to try some Reloader 17, and Hodgson 414, I think it is renowned for getting better speeds, whether it's the 150s or even the 162s, and then that'll really bring the little 284 Superpig into its own world that it's renowned for being good at, essentially. Even as it is with the 2209, you know, I've got a 17-inch barrel and I am matching, you know, full length barrel 7mm08 practical velocities. So, and that's the whole purpose of why these builds are just being loved by everyone, and it's why I've wanted one for ages. So yeah, awesome little gun, can't wait to take it hunting. I wish I could get out hunting now, but I'll have to wait a bit longer. Yeah, awesome, stoked to get the rear mag going as well. Going to take that out and validate again with this new load, and that'll be choice. All good to go, both rifles up and running. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this and you enjoy some hunting videos and stuff, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Sweet as. Catch you on the next video. Hopefully it's a hunt. Have a good one.